Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats on WLCN 96.3 FM, streaming live on YouTube, or listen to us on the go on the Mixlr app. You can also follow us on social media as Lloyd Kirby handles all that on Twitter.
When he's here.
When he's here. Facebook. I don't think we're on TikTok yet.
Oh, lots of talkers out there.
Maybe we should get on TikTok.
You on TikTok?
Yeah, I watch TikTok
You do?
from time to time until it's going to be banned.
Well, it should be banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know too much about talkers.
Yeah, me either. But anyway, beautiful Saturday morning. We are in the quad.
Nice.
So we're just waiting for Nick to show up to bring us out some treats.
Hey, Nikki, you out there? Come on. Bring us over some treats. Well, maybe we can get
some
one
Bloody
of those
Marys.
Spirit Republic people in here to get us a Bloody Mary.
And Top Hat.
And Top Hat, some ice cream. Come on, where are these people?
And what does Joe Ryan
business hours.
Country Financial have to offer
We're
today?
doing free insurance reviews.
Okay.
They're free.
Appointment only.
Yes, appointment only.
No
That's
Saturdays,
correct.
Sundays, or Monday through Friday.
Well, no weekdays, and then the weekends I'm off. So yeah, anytime in between there, let's get together.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what I'm saying?
you know,
You're a funny
you've
guy.
got more help up here now.
You're
so
a funny guy.
Yeah, expanding. So
I don't know about expanding, but yeah. We're gonna talk about that one of these days. Look who's coming.
There
Can you
he
start the
is.
music? He always wants to come in. Oh, he's a big showman.
Yep.
Yep. Look at me.
On
Look at
Joe
me. Look
Ryan
at me.
tying.
I've got a medium black T-shirt on, and look at me.
Jake the Snake, the furniture man,
The Terminator.
shows up.
Looks like the term. He's got a nice outfit on.
Good morning.
Nice.
Good
Let's-
morning, sports fans.
And what's Jake up to this morning? Just rolling out of bed? And
He's
Got his
I
hair
tell you
done.
what, there's
Hold on,
no-
he's doing something today.
yeah, he's
There's a lot
always,
going on. I'm heading over to Indiana for my nephew's graduation,
Yep.
or his party, I should say. So going to go over to Purdue and hang out there and, sip the drinks that they drink.
Stay all night.
Don't know.
No.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'll tell you what, you look real nice. Get up and do a little spin for the
I did a
crowd.
little spin when I came in here. I mean,
His hair's all
he's
done.
got the little curly Q going on top
Yep.
there.
it just pops up on its own.
I smell Aqua Velva. I mean,
I thought it was Brute.
Or Stetson. One of the three.
probably all three of the smell I'm getting.
Yeah.
We know what the ladies like.
You are a ladies' man.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
karate.
so what's going on in the sports world, boys? We following baseball?
Well, a little bit. There's some home runs going left and right. Ohani's, playing like the best player on the planet. I mean, there's good things happening in the baseball world.
Boy, how much-
Unless you're a fan of a team from St. Louis or the north side of Chicago.
Yeah. It's
we
brutal.
are pathetic.
Yeah. We're flip-flopping for the cellar
Hey,
dwellers.
you will not take that position from us.
Oh, we just did.
Have they marked the tickets down any?
No.
Is it cheaper to go, or the beer?
Absolutely
They sell
not.
beer for less.
We were at the game
Giving nachos away.
What was it? Just a couple weeks ago with the high school team and whatnot.
Yep.
And I tell you what, a couple of my friends took my advice. They went up to the right field corner, upper deck, where the party, I call it the party pavilion. I don't even know what the actual term is, but pregame it's $5.50 a beer. They have Busch Light on draft in aluminum solo cups.
Oh, nice.
I've seen the.
So they're kind of cool, It's something kind of different. It's the bargain savers way of going to a ball game. But
Yeah.
it's only $5.50 after the game starts. $12.
$12. So you start
now.
pounding.
Yeah, get them down early.
Double
folks.
fisting.
$12 is ridiculous.
Oh, man.
And also, they've got to start it early because with these shortened games, that cuts into their beer sales. A 3.5 hour game is now 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So
I am starting to like that quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
There's actually a little gamesmanship going on there too. Especially when you got runners on base and whatnot. night. I mean, you want to give a guy a good lead off and take off, or wait till that clock gets down to 2. He's going to get moving. So it's fun to watch. I'm starting to enjoy it a little more.
I think they'll lighten up with the prices a little bit the worse they get.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will, Joe. Do prices ever go down?
If anything, it's going to go up.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough people there.
Not enough people, so they got to charge a double.
I tell you, that's why the one reason I always like going to Brewers games, Brewers, Cardinals, or really Brewers, anybody. It seemed like they always had some kind of deals going on their drinks.
Well, back in the day, didn't the White Sox have like nickel beer night or something, or it was something crazy?
Same night as disco. What was it? Death of Disco Night or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know if they do that anymore. It brought the best out of the South Side. So
I tell you what, got them primed and ready for the after party.
Yeah.
So you were at the game. The Railers win.
Yeah.
Pretty big deal for those kids.
Railers were hitting the ball all over the place. I mean, they were hitting the ball really well. So they played good defense.
It's old news, Joe.
Yeah,
I don't know. He wasn't here, I don't think.
He was here last week when we talked about it.
Well, no, I was on the show. You guys were interviewing. I went over and sat in my corner of the store.
We hate to talk about old news on here.
should.
We're all about the new stuff and stuff going on.
Oh yeah, all the big.
We're
deals
up to date.
We are.
all the big deals that are happening right now. Softball team had their awards banquet the other night. It was kind of nice. See the girls there. The Kara Farnham brought in some hardware. Well, actually, I think most of the seniors did, really. Alex Eads got what was it, comeback player of the year or whatever you would call that. But thought it was kind of nice. And Melena Kurgan got the Railer Award.
Nice.
Which is always nice, yeah. It was,
Good stuff.
good stuff.
You got a graduate at home now, and probably just kind of taking it easy this summer before she heads out west.
He's not taking it easy.
She is not taking. Well, she's not taking it easy on Dad. I'll say that.
Yeah.
We gotta go. But the curfew's been changed a little bit. That's been altered, and that's awkward for me. So
Altered as in none.
yeah, basically none. Yeah, no. Dad, I'm coming home. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute.
They're adults now.
You were gone?
It's 9 o'clock. She's like, well, no, I'm telling you, I'm coming home later. I'll be home. Okay.
Don't wait up.
Thanks for the heads up.
You won't even get that courtesy call after a while.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. She usually keeps me up on all current events.
For a while. For a while.
Until she moves and she's like, freedom.
Oh, my
She
goodness.
figures you're like SpongeBob in your SquarePants.
We have a trip going over there later this month that she has to. I guess that's orientation, maybe. I don't know what I do. I drop her off at the front door and she's gone for 2 days. What am I going to do in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Hey, bud, find something.
There's bound to be something there. It's the Bible Belt, after all.
Sell
so-
furniture.
Oh, that sounds
Take
awful.
a truckload there and have a truckload.
Yeah.
Truckloads. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Price to move.
Do it.
Hey, we'll go with you. We'll take this show on the road.
Jim's shaking his head. Yes, we're
Jim's,
good.
yeah, he wants to go to Nebraska. He won't go to Chicago, St. Louis, Champaign,
Manito.
but
Manito.
or Manito.
Will he go to Manito?
Yeah, he might.
Let's go back through that.
I drove through Manito yesterday.
I saw you on the Havana Bridge.
Yeah, yeah.
Heading over towards
Missed the curve or took the curve and didn't go to your place.
No.
Went over to Macomb.
Well, you should have went straight, and you could have been in the big town of Bushnell.
I really thought about just
Bushnell.
doing a little zip through there, so I'd take a couple pictures and send over to you.
That would have
but-
been nice.
Yeah, but yeah, right.
What's going on in
there.
Macomb?
Had a nice delivery over there actually. So,
Really?
Yep. Living room, dining room, home entertainment.
Now, how does someone from Macomb find Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln?
Advertisement.
www.jakesfurnishings.com.
Wow.
What about the station?
Make it your own.
The station.
I don't think they're listening to us over there.
Could give them some.
They might be.
Well, they might be.
They might be.
We got the
got
Mixler
Mixler,
app,
we got
and we got the YouTube.
I mean, we're out there, Jerry.
Well, I could have rode with you,
Well,
We could have swung through Bushnell, and
I tell you what, they had a whole bunch of help there to unload. I didn't really have to do much, so it's kind of nice.
right up
Imagine
your
that.
alley.
Well, that's kind of the first time that's happened.
Yeah, Jake not do anything?
Yeah. Well, I drove.
Oh. Well, that's
Hey, our other guest is here. You guys want to take a break?
well.
and
Look
then
here,
talk
yeah.
to him?
Let's take a commercial break, and we'll get the star of the show on here. So stay tuned. You're in the cheap seats, WLCN 96.3 FM.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Illinois. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
to the Cheap Seats on WLCN 96.3 FM, and joining us now, Jared Shaner. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, anytime you're in town, you got to come on the show. And we appreciate your time in town for the big basketball tournament this weekend here in Lincoln out at the high school. Got a couple kids playing.
Both of the boys are playing. We have a gonna be senior, gonna be junior, and so came yesterday, had 3 games, and got a couple more this afternoon.
So
The Dukes.
Yep.
And now,
Dukes.
Are you guys typically in this tournament, or is this?
This is our second year. We came down last year too. Yep.
Nice.
And you're going to come back next year, right?
Yeah, we're having a pool party at Joe's house next year.
We're bringing them all out there.
Yep.
Well, you got to give him a heads up because he's got to call the Fiji company to have all of his water hauled in.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Well, really, there'd be a lot of yard work to do around there, so the boys can come in and get some yard work done. And then we got a slip and slide.
Just make sure that wiffle ball field's ready.
Are you going to be on that?
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm the designated pitcher.
I was just going to say, when's the last time you hit a wiffle ball home run, Jared?
Just last week, I think it was.
Oh, no way. No way.
He's a wiffle ball player. I'm sure they've got something
he's
set
an
up in their
athlete.
yard. Former. Hang it up.
You were an athlete. Weren't you over there in Sherman and Murners?
yeah, something like that.
Get some of that. I'm going to get my athletic feedback.
Yeah. Hey, I have to tell all the listeners this morning what I shared with Scott as soon as I walked up. I pulled in the parking lot just off the block there, and as I'm walking up, I get a notification on my phone, and Scott, tell the listeners what it was. It was a Gmail notification.
A Gmail that you have a payment due.
To who?
Country Financial.
Country Financial. Joe Ryan, imagine that.
Let's tell you what you got inside the vicinity here, and he picked you up.
Right.
Hey, he owes
Send this
money.
guy a bill. Send this guy a
bring
bill.
your checkbook every time you come.
Yeah.
Joe's his money.
And I'm sure Joe's in there sending those emails.
Yeah.
Oh, Jared owes send.
Since you're here, you want to pop in real quick?
We'll get that taken care of. Yeah.
Cash only. But feel pretty good to be back here in Lincoln.
Does.
You hung around here for several years, and then made some other ventures south, north,
everywhere,
east, and now you've put in roots up in Dixon and coaching football. You got a daughter that's graduated college and out on her own and in the real world.
I'm getting old.
And a junior and senior.
Yep.
Before long, you'll be an empty nester.
I'm sort of excited.
It's amazing. Although we're not empty nesters anymore.
Well,
Bryson moved back.
Moved back,
Yeah.
So. Jake's got his daughter graduated from high school.
I heard that. I was listening.
And she's taken off to college, and we told him things are going to change.
Yeah, we'll see.
So you got any, your daughter obviously went to college. Any words of advice for Jake as far as tears or joy, excitement?
Probably all of them, actually.
He's struggling.
Yeah, probably all of them. Now, I will say, Josie still is a resident of my house, though. And
That's where I was going with this.
Yeah, we were teasing. We have been dog people forever, and we've recently had 3 or 4 Great Danes, and all the time she's scouring Facebook and the internet. Let's get another dog. Well, yesterday we got a text. She bought a Great Dane on her own yesterday. And I said, that's fantastic. Make sure that the apartment that you find allows pets.
Great Danes.
Yeah.
She'll be living there forever.
Yeah, it might be a while. So that's okay.
So not only did Josie get a dog, you got a dog.
Yeah.
And
by proxy.
And that's that's a big amount of dog poop to pick up.
So now we have 2 of them. Yeah.
You have a Great Dane as well.
We do. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I tell you, I used to have Great Danes. Love the breed.
Yeah.
However, the endings are as tragic, generally speaking, as can be.
We are on number 3, and the first 2 were both. Yeah, that's the tough part about being an animal lover, and for sure. Yep, they just become part of your family, and yeah.
And that's a pretty big lap dog.
And they are lap dogs. Yes, Jake, you've had them. They don't know how big they are. people who don't know the breed, we're talking about Great Danes here on the sports show, but
we don't know.
They are very, they want to be with you, on you, laying right next to you.
I had one. She'd back right up and sit on my lap as I'm watching TV.
That's what ours do.
I'm like, what in the world?
Can't breathe.
Yep.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. All right. Enough dog talk.
Let's talk sports a minute.
Yeah.
Because you had a lot of success last year, and it's even better when it's your kids out on the field, huh?
Yeah. It's I'm pretty.
Is it?
Well, I'm pretty fortunate. Friday nights are typically fun. I tell this all the time. So Tyler's been our quarterback since he was a sophomore. Cullen's been playing receiver, and Tyler definitely gets the brunt of me, I would say. So on any random Tuesday night practice, he may hate the fact that I'm his coach, but he went on Friday night. That feels pretty good, and we've had a lot of great experiences.
Well, he had a great season last year at QB.
He played good, yeah.
I mean, let's throw those stats at us because the people in Lincoln don't know or follow it.
Yeah,
I do, but he had a great season.
He ran for about 1,100 yards and threw for 1,100 yards and had quite a few touchdowns, and we had some good guys around him too. We got a running back who had 1,000 yards along with him.
You went too deep in the playoffs, right?
We lost overtime in round one to Rochelle, which is just right down the road from us, a little bit bigger than us, but still 4A. And then they went on to they lost in round 3, so we were right there.
So the year before you went too deep?
Yeah. Yep.
So you got a lot of returners this year?
We do.
Looking to have a good season?
We do. We have Ty's group is not a huge group. I think we're going to have 14 seniors, but they've all been playing together since 5th grade. And then Cullen's group is again not real big, but just several good quality kids, and we'll sprinkle in probably an upcoming sophomore in there, here or there, and should be a good season for us.
So what's that Shaner connection looking like? You got the quarterback and the receiver.
Yeah.
Is there some headbutting there, throwing me the ball? Or?
There's really not. Cullen was dealing with some injuries early last year, some hip stuff that was bothering him. By the end of the year, he was our best receiver, and I guess I wouldn't have told this story, but we were at home, close game. We're up 6 or 7 with a minute to go. The other team doesn't have any timeouts. We are going to punt. Tyler's our punter. We just put him back and roll out and punt.
Jake punt.
Yeah, Jake basically. So Cullen plays the slot and is our contain guy. And it is 4th down and 8, and I'm like, Tyler, get the ball punted away. We're at midfield. Pin them down there. Our defense will play defense. They have no timeouts. We'll be fine. We'll win the game. Cullen looks at Tyler before the play. Tyler looks at him. Tyler sprints out, looks like he's going to punt, and throws it to Cullen, who had stopped at the 1st down marker. 1st down, we run the clock out. So
great call, Coach.
Yeah, exactly. I would have had two kids with a foot in their rear end if that had not worked out for them.
That's some funny stuff.
That is.
Yeah, those kids sometimes they take control.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they know.
Don't
better.
listen to Dad. Throw me the ball.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, did you want me to punt that?
Yeah. He was confused apparently when I screamed, "Punt the ball." Yeah.
Oh well, it all worked out. Thank
It did.
God.
Yep,
And
it did.
you just had to shake your head, and
Yeah, we laughed about it later on.
And now Cullen evidently is a pretty good golfer.
Cullen is. He's been taking up golf, and he likes to go. He got a junior membership at our club in town and goes out constantly. Him and his buddies, and
You said he shot a 2 over there today.
yeah, 2 over on our course. He's Joe and I were talking yesterday, obviously, but Cullen's 5'11", 150 pounds, and it just makes me mad that he can just mash the ball. He's hitting 300-yard bombs, and my drive's not that anymore.
$150.
Yeah, and I'm
60.
like, I'm way stronger than you are. Why is your ball 80 yards in front of mine?
It's about technique.
It is.
Well, on that twist. We
Yeah,
talked about
being
that
able to
twist.
turn.
Somebody still twist.
Yeah, he could probably get his hips into it where Dad can't.
No.
And
It's
if he
amazing how
does-
that lower back goes. The core just goes with it.
Yep.
All straight. going like that. You're not going to keep up. And I watched a little bit of the game yesterday. Cullen, he's a baller, isn't he, on the basketball?
Yeah, he does a good job. He started last year as a sophomore for our varsity, and definitely had a role as a sophomore. He scored a little bit, but played the point of our defense, similar to what Lincoln does. And then this year, I think his role will change. I think yesterday he scored it pretty good, and so that'll be exciting. And then as we were talking off air, Tyler, our senior, is going out for the first time since 8th grade. Did a good job in junior high, middle school basketball, and then got to high school, just didn't want to do it. And then this year, it made you feel good as a dad. We were kind of having a conversation about him going out for basketball, and I said, listen, I've coached for a long time. You have to understand there's going to be a role for you, a senior who hasn't played in high school. Like, you're not going to come in and be the best kid on the team. Like, you're going to have to accept that, and you're probably going to spend a lot of time on the bench. And he just looked at me and said, I want to play with Cullen one more time. So it feels good as a dad.
So, they get along,
They do.
They got to have the brother,
Yeah, it's interesting. They I think they care about each other a lot. They don't always show that.
Right.
And they have their own kind of friend groups, and sometimes they intermingle and sometimes not. But, yeah, I do think they enjoy competing with each other and being a part of teams together.
Obviously you're a football guy, but you coach a lot of basketball back in the day. You miss it a little bit over there on the sidelines?
Yeah, sometimes it just depends, I guess. Sometimes it's nice to just take a step back and be able to watch. And
right.
Joe was giving me a hard time yesterday. One thing I hope I do good as a dad, and it's because of probably the coaching background, but I can stand in the gym and kind of be off to the side and just take it in. Mm-hmm. I don't get too fired up about, plays and officials and that stuff. Just
fouls.
Yeah, just let your kids be kids and let them play. And then there's other times where you want to be out there and
you're biting your tongue.
And we have a great coach, Quincy Basketball Ties, grew up there, coached there, and we got him up in Dixon, and some very strong similarities to what Neil and the program here in Lincoln are, and but yeah, there's certainly times where you want to yell out at the kids or stuff like that. But
well, you're in a position that you're what's the word I'm looking for? You're
sure.
You're
dumb.
You're
we can put a bunch of adjectives out here right
detrimental
now.
to the program.
Yeah.
Everybody get a list together and call back.
Well,
overweight.
I guess the word
balding.
being an administrator.
Yes. Principal of high school.
Yeah. You gotta watch your demeanor.
Absolutely.
And you gotta act in a professional way.
Absolutely.
So sometimes that's tough.
It can be. Yeah, I've certainly stepped out of the gym at times, or the track meet or the baseball diamond or whatever it is. But I do think that's important. Obviously, I can't act a fool over there. That gives the green light to a bunch of other people to do the same. So, and then I have more problems.
Yeah.
Right.
If he can do it, I can do
Exactly.
it. Lead by example.
Exactly.
But it's the competitiveness. You're a competitor. Obviously, you want to win. You want your kids to do well, the team to do well, and sometimes you just have to, like you say, maybe leave the gym and
just take a
walk and come back
is
and regroup.
Is it tough to be principal and head football coach? You know what I mean? We don't have that very often here. Have we ever had it?
No, it doesn't happen very much. It is different for sure, and I'll tell you, I've said this since day one. There's really 3 reasons I think that it can happen. Number 1, I have a really supportive superintendent. Number 2, we have just a good administrative team at the high school and good teachers. And then number 3, I have a good coaching staff on football. So, practice gets rolling in the afternoon, and if something comes up at the end of the day, I feel good. If I'm not out on the practice field at start, we got a group of guys that are going to get us going, and make sure things are going smooth and we're accomplishing what we need to. And then vice versa on days where, the kids leave and, school's over and I take off right to practice and know that, everything at the school is going to be fine. If something would come up, we've got assistant principal, athletic director that can handle, issues that come up. So I think all those things kind of just the perfect storm, I guess.
Well, that's got to be rough on you wearing 2 different hats. You got to separate being a head football coach and the principal, and you got to transition. That's got to be a pretty tough task.
It is. It is difficult, but I have found, at least in year one, and I hope it doesn't change, but this past year, being a coach, you develop different. You guys know you develop different relationships with kids and with families, and that has served me well this past year. I can have conversations. We've got good guys on the football team, but athletics in general, if somebody makes a poor decision at school and is in trouble and they're talking to me about it, the relationships that you build through coaching and athletics help to have those difficult conversations at times. So it like I said, it served me well in year one, and I'm hoping that's the way it works going forward too.
It's what's the conference you're at?
So we're in the Big Northern. We are one of the bigger schools. We're 4A in football. We've very similar to Lincoln. We 750-ish kids, something like that. And then some of the powerhouses. We've got Byron, who has won the 3A state championship a couple years here recently. Stillman Valley's won 6 or 7 state championships since 2000. So yeah, we're in a good conference. It's good competition, and just like all of them are. It's every Friday you got to fight to get a win. That's for sure.
Well, let's talk about the moving the state tournament to Bloomington. What do you think of that?
I mean,
we think it's great.
Yeah, I'm excited. ISU alum. They've done a lot of renovations here in the last 4 or 5 years. The stadium's really cool. Yeah, I think it's going to be good, and I mean, just geographically, it makes sense too.
Now, is that like the permanent home? They're not going to go
10
to
years, isn't it?
NIU anymore. Split it between.
Yeah, they were going Champaign to NIU, and in Dixon, NIU was great. We hopped on the interstate, it's 35 minutes away, so that was really nice. But I just think from a total geography standpoint, ISU is a good place. And Bloomington Normal's easy to get around. There's lots of stuff there. There's plenty of hotels. There's food.
Right.
So.
And I feel like, don't get me wrong, that Illinois is awesome. But, when you go to the state championships, because I always go, you can't possibly get enough people in there for, and I feel like at ISU.
It's going to feel more of a crowd.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've all either been there or seen it on television. You're at Memorial Stadium that holds 80,000, and there's 4,000 there.
And it looks like nobody's there.
Nobody. Yeah. So I think it will have and NIU had that feel a little bit too. Wasn't as big, obviously. So hopefully that's kind of what ISU's like.
Well, with NIU being so far north, being centrally located in Bloomington, you'll have more southern draw.
Yep.
And a lot of southern football gets a lot of heat where they're you don't really see a lot of southern schools.
No, you're right.
Make it to the championship, which unfortunate, but Central Illinois we're always representative and represented and north. So it's with being at Bloomington Normal.
It
now,
should be good. Yeah. Hopefully the crowds will be good and kids will have a good experience.
And they have turf. Do you guys have turf yet up there?
We do not. So we're unique. Dixon, we're right on the Rock River. We are in a floodplain. We cannot put turf in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we go natural grass. And the last few years we've done some things to try to. Joe and I were just having this conversation yesterday. I mean, if it's taken care of and you can keep the traffic off of it, I mean, there's nothing like playing on good natural grass. So yeah, now the downside is you can't go out there and practice every day. You can't have 5 home football games and 10 home soccer matches on it. It's just not gonna hold up.
Yeah, you have to have that lined football field somewhere else to practice on. But I'm a big grass guy too. Oh, I mean, and it looks so cool, and you get on it, and it's cool. But they're starting to talk about how the injuries are up from the high schools that have put it in. Yeah,
I just saw that little article that came out, and it'll be interesting to see over time how that plays out. And like I said, there's definitely pros and cons. The nice part on turf is you can go out there every day and have PE class on it, 7 periods a day. You can practice football, practice soccer, get out and hit baseballs off of it. I mean, whatever you need to do.
Just go.
Yep, you sweep it every once in a while. And
now you've, I don't know, obviously you're back in Lincoln now, and you've been out to the high school, and a lot of upgrades out there. The new superintendent's just been doing an amazing job with upgrading the high school. Football doesn't have have turf yet, but our baseball and softball diamonds, beautiful new turf.
Gorgeous.
And, it's amazing. It looks fantastic. Jake's been out there all season. His girl plays softball, and just a great facility out there, and they're doing a fantastic job.
It really is. Last year when we came to the tournament, Neil and I walked out and he showed me the press box. Obviously, it got moved from when I was here, got moved to the other side of the field, and new bleachers and stuff, and that was awesome. And then yesterday, my wife and I we had some time in between games. We walked out and got on the softball diamond and the baseball field and
run the bases.
I did not run the bases. No.
Well, we'll do that today. But,
yeah, maybe
but we want to film it.
Well, it'll be about midnight tonight to do that.
That's fine. Lloyd will be out there with his camera waiting.
No, but it is awesome. It looks tremendous. Just the improvements that have been made. And funny story, I saw everybody's favorite Timmy was riding up on his bike yesterday, and he said, "Coach Shaner." So I stopped and gave him a big hug, and he was talking about the improvements. He said, "I bet you wish you were here, don't you?" So I wish they had this stuff when I was here, Tim.
Yeah, and now they're redoing the tennis courts over there. They've got that all tore up, and things happening out at Link Community High School.
Yeah, the tennis courts, that just brought back a flashback. Joe Ryan, I don't know if a lot of people know this. Joe Ryan used to be our tennis coach.
Absolutely.
There was a few summers a long time ago. We were a competitive tennis duo.
Yeah.
We had our old buddy Davis Hodem, and Jake Harnicky would play with us, and
very competitive.
For the four of us, we were competitive with each other.
Well, I think when they get the courts done, we should have a reunion to break it in and dedicate it.
That'd be fantastic.
We saw Jake yesterday and talked to Davis Hodem. For those of you that remember Davis when he was here, we talked a little bit about our Olympics we used to have after the football season.
Yeah,
horseshoe throwing and
we had a
shooting.
We had a coaches Olympics. We'd get done with the season, and the next spring we would get all the coaches together and just being guys and being competitive, and we would do like 6 or 8 events all around the area. We played 9 holes of golf. We played pool. We shot darts. We did horseshoes. One time we did skeet shooting. We had teams, and we were keeping score, and those are fun days for sure.
Yeah, it was fun. And I think Coach Mack then one day you were gone.
I was gone.
That was the first year gone, and Coach Mack fired a high-powered rifle near all of us, and we shut the shooting range down.
Yeah, in hindsight, putting 8 football coaches together that don't have a lot of gun skills, I don't know.
Disaster. Well, hey,
I think Coach Cooper put that together.
Yeah, he did. You're right.
Well, let's take a quick commercial break. We come back. We'll have more here with Coach Jared Shaner. So stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart, and so they need you to stand with them.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. So if you want to talk to your kids, you got to get it trending. I was just trying to get your attention.
Could I just ask?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
This is Dan Duff, former Lincoln High School basketball player, and you're listening to Cheap Seats with Joe, Jake, Jim, Lloyd, and Shabadoo on 96.3 FM WLCN.
Welcome back to the Cheap Seats on WLCN 96.3 FM. Coach Jared Shaner on with us this morning. And Jared, back in Lincoln, you got to have Gazzardo's.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
You got a small problem going somewhere, though.
I'm screwing things up, I think.
We got our technician guy. Wow.
Working on it.
Turn your radios down for this. Well, you're right. I think that's the problem.
I think you want to switch headsets?
I can switch headsets?
Yeah,
all right, we'll do that. I'll just go over there.
Unplug that thing. Oh, wow. That's much better.
Now we lost that one. I mean.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That'll be another
screwing things up.
Yeah, just, Jared's back in town, just destroying stuff. But we were talking about if you back in Lincoln, you got to have Gazzardo's. We're waiting on Nick, but apparently he's not going to make appearance.
He's made us a pizza before, which hard to believe.
Yeah, last year when we came, Joe and I actually got Gazzardo's at night, and I think our last game's at 3:50 today. I think maybe a stop before we head back is in order.
Yeah,
gotta have the Gazzardo's.
Get you a Gazzardo's meal. Get you a nice cold beverage here at the Spirited.
Yeah, Spirited.
And then follow it up with some ice cream over here at Top Hat.
Yeah, and then stop by and pay my country bill.
And then pay your country bill.
Hey, let's get that country bill paid up first.
He's going to want that before you leave.
Yeah, make sure my debit card doesn't get declined.
The debit card.
Yeah. So
let's talk about some of your fun times back here in Lincoln. You got any good basketball stories? I know you got those.
Oh, heck yeah. We had, I really enjoyed, I will say this.
See, I went with basketball first.
Yeah. I mean, me and Jared, we've had some good moments.
We have had some, I don't know if they're radio worthy, yeah. But we sure have.
No, I miss those days.
I'll tell you one radio worthy. I will remember when we put the pool in at your house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Had to get all that sand nice and smooth. And I don't know if you knew
part of that.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I had to pull my shoulder blades hurt. I was holding that liner for about 5 hours it felt like. Yeah.
Well, I've become a pro at that.
Call me.
Well, I just put a new one in about a month ago and did it all by myself.
Holy cow.
Now, did he ever have you over to swim in that pool?
No, I put it together.
And then thought I was thinking.
It's open invitation, kind of like your pool. You know,
that is true. That is true.
No, he knows he's welcome. And
so you're in pool maintenance then?
Yeah, I am. You should see mine right now, green.
Oh, you have a pool?
We do, yes. And I'm about ready to put an axe through the side of it, to be honest with you.
That's great.
I'm with you there. You know, pools are they're not even great.
No, they're not. They're like boats.
Awesome.
You should have a friend that has one.
Yeah, and
I love my pool.
Yeah, whatever.
I do. I mean, I fight it, but I love it.
I don't love mine at all.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they're nice, and I've got nieces and nephews, and now a granddaughter, so it's good for them.
Sure.
And that's what keeps me maintaining it.
Yep.
And I'll wake up every morning. Man, is that thing collapsed in?
Now, Jared, kind of not off sports or something, but you were in the tree trimming business for a while, weren't you? With another
Jeff
coach?
Cooper. When I was here, Coop bought that Christmas tree farm, and we spent a summer. There was that old building, and I can remember it had multiple tiers and stuff, and we cut all the block off and put trusses up, and I think back now. I mean, that was about 15 years ago. I don't know if I could do that work anymore. Like, that was hard work.
Sure. That's probably why he stops answering his phone. Because he's the go-to guy.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I did like doing that. We probably drank a few beers, and
Coop's got that all fixed up now.
I haven't been down there since we've been back. I should drive by it for sure.
He's put a bar in down there and all kinds of stuff. Got himself a man cave.
Well, that's good.
And he retired this year.
I saw that. I did. I sent him a text, told him congratulations, and and we were just talking about him yesterday. I think he got into education a little later. He was a paramedic or something for the first part of his career.
He was a respiratory therapist.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. And got in later, so good for him. Hopefully he's enjoying the retired life.
Probably on the lake right now, fishing.
Yep.
Yeah, you did some modeling. He was a Marlboro man for a while.
Yeah. Coop, he's a character. We had some good times together for sure.
Coop was a funny man. A major asset he had with the coaching staff was he loved to come on movie days.
All these inside jokes. We're losing listeners by the second right now. But no, we had a lot of good times together, and I mentioned something early. I don't know about other professions, I guess. I've been in education and coaching forever, but just the relationships that you build and the people that you meet along the way. The stories that you can go back and tell, and I mean they're fun for sure. And Scott, you asked about, or Joe, you started with about basketball, and I'll say something, then I'll be honest here for a minute. When I got to Lincoln, obviously I wanted to be the head football coach. I felt like I had talked to Coach Oakes. We had a couple of years left, and then maybe that would be my first head football job, and that was exciting. But once I got here, I knew I wanted to coach basketball for Neil, and just because of the success that he had at the time, and obviously 15 years later, still having that success, but
still doing it.
Yeah, when you're in that coaching field, like, obviously the X's and O's and schematics are different, but you can learn so much from people that have done it for a long time, and so that was super important to me. And the thing I took from him was just the organization and the detail. He's like one of the most meticulous people. I could just remember practice plans, like, by the minute what's going to happen and points that you're going to make to the kids, and so it certainly had a lot of fun times coaching. One of the neat things I got to see yesterday, just walking in the hall, was a couple state pictures, and God, I look so much younger. Ty's in one, of course. Scott, your boys are in them. They're ball boys, and my Ty was in one, probably at 5 or 6 years old. That's fun times to think about those.
Yeah, and he's been doing it a long time, and he lives and breathes basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole family does.
Yeah.
It's just something that he's very passionate about, and everybody asks me, when's he going to retire? I don't know.
I don't think he is.
He loves it so much, and if he does retire,
what do you do?
Near future, I don't know what he would do.
Right.
You know, he's just that's. I don't want to say his life is based around basketball, but to a certain extent,
it is, and the family's woven in there.
Yeah, and during basketball season, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We go to regular games. Now we go to junior high games.
Illinois games.
Bryson's coaching at the junior high. We go to Illinois games now. It's just, basketball season. That's just our time of year. And, he loves the sport, and, he's out there doing it this weekend, and, the big tournament they have. And, it's great.
Yeah, a lot of that tournament today. Well, but we don't get to play Lincoln. You don't get to play Lincoln. So.
No, we don't. We don't get them this year. I'm hopefully going to get to see the Railers this morning here a little bit and go catch one of their games.
So what time do the Dukes play?
I think the Dukes are at our first 110 or 120, and then it's kind of he just sets it up. You play a game, you sit a game, you play a game type format. So
so you're not sitting around all day.
Right.
So that takes a lot that too. Putting those schedules together, that's got to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't know how many teams he has, but it's got to be.
It's 25 probably, 25. I would guess, something like that.
That's a lot of organization, and you want to keep things on time.
Yep.
They do a good job of that.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, and I won't compliment Shaner very often. There's a lot of detrimental things I could say about him. But
an inside joke.
But
okay.
My wording isn't always great.
Oh, okay. All right.
But he's very organized. You're always pretty organized. I mean, you're not very smart or handsome.
That is true. Both of those things are accurate statements.
You running that jet sweep up there?
We do. Well, so we're out of shotgun now. We used to be under center all the time, and I've changed kind of over the years. And but we run the jet from the slot out of shotgun. It's a little. There's some differences compared to what we used to do with it.
But over 15 years, the game has changed.
It has for sure, and I think
always does. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I just kind of evolved, and when I got to Dixon, we had already kind of implemented it, but. When you talk about trying to get your best athletes in school out for a sport, your basketball kids, your baseball kids, and I look back, and I was guilty of this. Like, we wanted to run the ball a lot, and we threw it some too. We had some, Jake and Ben Brackney, and we had some guys that were good athletes at quarterback.
Mm-hmm. But in the CSA, you had to run the clock.
You did. That was a piece of it. And then we're more fortunate in Dixon. We are one of the bigger schools. Our kids are as athletic as the other kids for sure. But yeah, you want some athletic kids to come out and play football for you, and then you go tell them to get in a huddle and break out and run 18 yards to the sideline and block the guy in front of them 46 times, and maybe we'll throw a ball to you twice, and if you catch one, that's great. But yeah, we're much more spread now. We still run the ball. The last 2 years, coaches were looking, we're 63% run. So we're predominantly run, but certainly throw it quite a bit too.
Now, being back in your old school ways, is it hard to make those adjustments where you're constantly going over game plan, drawing up plays for this type of game? It seems like a lot of teams want to spread it out. It's not, I don't want to say it's not necessarily smash mouth football anymore.
Right.
A lot of it's what's the word I'm looking for? Detrimental. But it's more, I don't want to say finesse, but spread it out.
It's speed and space, get the ball out and let the athletic kids, get the ball in space. And no, for sure. And I think, that is part of the game now. And the game planning part is fun. I'll tell you the other thing that has really changed. God, I'm old, but it used to be you went to 3 or 4 clinics in a year, and that's where you heard new information, or you bought a book at the clinics and you read it, and that's just not. Yeah, that's not how we absorb information anymore. Yeah. I can find if we wanted to switch to the wing tee. I've never coached the wing tee, but I could get on the internet and read all about it and find guys that know a ton about it and be able to install it. And it's just different now than what it used to be.
So is your office now a form of the flex?
I would know. We are spread based. That would be, so without boring everybody, kind of a Hal Mummy
started this stuff in the 80s, and then it evolved, and so we're definitely a spread base. But again, we run the ball, and we have, we still have power run game with our F, we call them, and our quarterback, and but we can certainly do some things off of it. And after I left here, when I got to Mount Vernon, I really got into triple options type stuff, Air Force Academy back in the day, and Georgia Tech, and so we're running midline and veer, and now doing some of those same things, but just out of a spread formation. So instead of ride and pitch, it's ride, run, or throw it to the perimeter, but you still have those three phases, and you're reading people, and if the defensive end does this, that means I do this. And in theory, you're going to get it right every time. It doesn't always work that way, but
I went to my first Air Force football game this year.
Oh, that's awesome. At Air Force?
Yeah.
I haven't been to a game. I've been to the stadium with the mountains in the background, and
it was
beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow,
look at this guy.
I told you he'd find
There's
us.
Timmy.
Yeah, the Air Force, it was awesome. That's a great place to go see a game if anybody was ever out there. Timmy, Tim.
Look who's alive. Dead man walking.
Dead man walking.
He's not dead.
It's here. Yeah, that's right.
Timmy's got his Make America Great hat on. Love it. Love to see it. Timmy's out making his rounds.
The haters out there now.
Yeah. Did you get you some Mama's Arcade for breakfast?
Yes, I did.
Attaboy.
I heard that.
You need a...
There's going to be a new donut shop.
Yeah.
You need a little dessert? Timmy, we'll get you a donut.
You need a donut?
In there.
Donuts.
Well, you guys on the TV.
Just sneak right there and grab one, Timmy. The people out there, they want to see.
They want to see Timmy.
Give him a wave.
Don't get mad at me.
Get you a good one.
Oh, yeah. Get that chocolate all over you, Timmy.
Creams.
Get something that can drip down the front of that shirt.
No.
What do you mean? Hey, don't touch all of them.
Oh, he's going with the glaze.
All right.
He's going with the glaze.
That's a sure thing that he can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, sit down.
Have a seat, eat your donut.
Sit down with that headset's messed up, Timmy.
Yeah, with the headset's broke, you won't be able to talk, but
Can we hear that?
Donut people. My morning dessert.
So, you see Shaner's back in town, Timmy. You've had some quite the memories with Shaner on the sidelines.
We have. Timmy used to be down on the field with us all the time.
I started helping with the water boy since I started 2010. Fall
2010.
I was there this very day.
Yep. Absolutely.
I see highs, I see lows.
Yeah, that is true. I won't ask you which one you've seen more of, okay?
Don't come down there.
Yeah. No, it was always good having you around. I can remember we used to do Thursday night team dinners at the church in the parking lot right by school. Timmy was always there with us.
Sure. Wasn't doing too much of practice, but he was always there for Thursday
night
for the food.
Dinners. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but that was okay.
There was a guy. He's a guy living in college. He told me, "Look who's here on a Thursday night."
Yeah.
But I'll be helping out them again. I'm there for the kids, I'm there for the kids, and then I'm just a fan of the kids.
And you like to eat.
Yep.
I know that.
Well, the doctor said I can't have this. I need to work on some weight.
Timmy, you've been telling me that you're going to lose weight for 20 years.
Well, all that walking you do, I mean, you should be all nice and
slim. Riding the bike. I saw him on the bike yesterday.
Yep, I got my bike fixed. I got my blue bike fixed too, so I can work on that.
You still got your kitty cat?
Yes, I do.
All right. Good.
I do.
All right.
Just checking on you.
Where the heck is Dixie at?
Dixon?
It takes about a little over 2 hours and 20 minutes, basically just north.
Whalers just drove down 2 hours away for a football game.
Yeah, that'd be good. Unfortunately, our conference, we're 10 teams, so we're closed. We play all the other 9 schools. We don't ever get to play any non-conference until you get to the playoffs, obviously. So,
That's cool. Would you rather have a non-conference?
Sometimes it is nice to be able to branch out and
see something new.
Yeah, something different, or maybe if you have a rivalry with somebody every year, that's fun.
Like Fair and Lincoln.
Yeah.
That will be rivalry.
We'll add 2 more teams to the conference, and you can split it up.
We can split it up and then play the rail splitters. That'd be fun.
There you go.
Now, when we were in Mount Vernon, it was the opposite. South 7 Conference only had 6 schools, so you played 5 conference games. You had to find 4 non-conference, and that was
tough.
brutal.
Yeah.
I passed that.
That's why we went to Rochester. Rochester in week 1 year.
So that was a South 7. That was a good idea, wasn't it? Going to Rochester.
Yeah.
We'll open up the season with Rochester.
Yep.
They played well with them.
We did the second year. The first year they came to us, and they had the Garrett, the linebacker that went to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And he was
Gosh, what was his name?
Hurting our kids. Garrett something.
Yeah, that kid was a stud.
Yeah.
Hope nobody's blocking him.
No.
Well, Jared, it's 10 o'clock, and Jim doesn't like sticking around. We appreciate you coming on.
He hates paying overtime.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really do enjoy it.
We'll plan on it next year.
Next year, the same weekend, we're coming back to the tournament. So.
All right, so we'll have to make a big
we'll talk about your state championship run.
we'll see, hopefully. Absolutely.
What year are your kids now? What year?
Got our daughters graduated high school. We got a senior and a junior.
Wow. It makes me feel old.
All right, that's going to do it for us today on the Cheap Seats, and we will be back next week, same time, different place, so tune in. Thanks for joining us today.
Good day.
The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.